This is Project Audion, timeless audio dramas for modern times, created the classic way. Today's classic audio drama recreation features an international man of mystery. No, not that one. More of a secret agent. No, not them either. Closer, but too recent. You've got to go back 80 years because I'm talking about The Man Called X. Hi, this is Larry Groby of the Generic Radio Workshop. Now, I'll be honest with you. The Man Called X is kind of a personal favorite radio series of mine. It's not one of the absolute classics, but there's something about it I've always enjoyed. The suave voice of Herbert Marshall in the title role, the contrast with his frenemy, Pagan Zellschmidt, the exotic locations they turned up in, the dangerous plots they foiled, it's just fun. So, when I ran across the script of the premiere episode, which hadn't been seen or heard since July of 1944, I knew we had to recreate it for Project Audion. Well, so this first inaugural script is interesting. You know, first episodes of many long-running series often have surprises. It takes a while for the characters and the situations to find their eventual groove. I mean, the Lone Ranger didn't have Tonto to start with. Fibber McGee and Molly didn't move into Wistful Vista right away. And the soap opera The Guiding Light was originally about a preacher. Well, The Man Called X was like that too. He originally had a frustrated girlfriend, and his larcenous sidekick Pagan is, well, you'll just have to listen. Premiering in 1944 as a summer replacement for Bob Hope, while the world was very much still at war, this first episode of A Man Called X quite proudly claims that the show is based on a novel by a fellow named Stephen Longstreet. Now, Stephen Longstreet is a bit of a man of mystery himself. He wrote maybe 100 books of all kinds, even plagiarized a few, but there are no records of any book remotely resembling The Man Called X. By 1947, a fellow named J. Richard Kennedy was claiming ownership of the show, saying he had created first as a Spanish-language radio show called El Misterioso. Well, good luck trying to find proof of that. International intrigue indeed. Now, on the radio, X ran for several hundred audio episodes until 1952. A few years later, it was revived as a television show with a very American Barry Sullivan in the lead, sounding nothing like Herbert Marshall. Our cast is as international as the audio original, with voice actors on the East Coast, in Canada, and in England. When the show premiered in 1944, it was described as a comedy mystery, and 80 years later, I think you'll still find it highly entertaining. So now, complete with the original patriotic commercials for Lockheed airplanes, enjoy The Man Called X.
Look to Lockheed for leadership. The men and women of Lockheed Aircraft present Herbert Marshall in the first of a new series, The Man Called X. The Man Called X, based on the novel by Stephen Longstreet, directed by William N. Robeson, and starring Herbert Marshall. As the first of this new series, Lockheed brings you The Cage of Europe, which begins one rainy afternoon at a New York airport.
Calling Mr. X. Calling Mr. X. Calling Mr. X.
I'm Mr. X.
Yes, sir. How do you spell it?
I don't. Just say the letter. Let me pronounce it for you. X.
I guess it's for you, all right. Phone call on booth 2.
Oh, thank you. Keep an eye on these bags. Hello? Hello? Yes, what is it?
Oh, darling, where are you?
I'm afraid you have the wrong number, madam.
Oh, Ken, it's Nancy.
Hello, dear. You mustn't use my name on the phone.
Oh, stop sounding like a Warner Brothers spy picture.
Oh, darling, I'm not anything as romantic as a spy. I don't even own a sword cane.
Well, here I am, waiting for you on the corner of 45th Street and Broadway. It's raining, and where are you? At the end of some foolish number.
Look, darling, don't wait in the rain. Your hat's warped so. I'll meet you at the bar at the 21 Club. Order some martinis.
Is that all?
Oh, tell Ed I like little onions in them, not olives. And, oh, yes, I love you.
Good. That's the man I'll remember. I'll wait.
That's a good girl.
Passengers for the transatlantic clipper to board their planes at round 3. This is the last call.
Oh, Porter,
Yes, sir.
duty makes me a heel. Would you call this number and ask for Miss Nancy Bessington and say not to wait?
Now?
No. Wait until I'm on the clipper bound for Lisbon. Oh, steward,
Yes, sir.
you'll find you'll have to remind me to turn my watch forward in time.
Yes, sir.
And I'm very fond of little pickled onions in all my martinis.
I'm sorry, but we are not serving drinks. A war on, you know.
What about just the pickled onions?
Always they must remind us there is a war on.
How right you are.
My name is Egon Zelsmith.
Really? I'm Ken Thurston. As you've been eyeing my bags, you will notice it fits the letters engraved on them.
Oh, that's Lish. Herr Thurston, I feel rather out of this war. I am Swiss.
Nicht correct, Herr Zelsmith. You carry a League of Nations passport, and that bulge in your hip pocket is not a hard-boiled egg.
Oh, we understand each other. I am a man of all nations, Swiss among them. You are going to Lisbon?
The plane is. May I say, Herr Zelsmith, I hate quiz games.
Oh, I can be of service. You can always find me in Lisbon and the Hotel Europa. You want to buy a Picasso painting stolen in Paris, no?
No.
But you need passports for 2 relatives in Poland, no?
No. I'm beginning to think you're the Gallup poll with an accent.
But I have it. Your girl never got out of Paris, no?
No.
Well, whatever it is, Egon Zelsmith can get it for you.
No dice. The truth is, I'm looking for bad people with good business ideas.
Radiogram for you, Mr. Thurston.
Thank you. As you've already noticed, Herr Zelsmith, it's from my accountant, a Mr. Wilkins.
I did not see anything. The sun was in my eyes. I was just bending to keep it out.
But since you show interest, I will read it to you. It says, please file again report on your 1936 income tax with Department 808R.
1936. That was a fine year. I was running perfume through some smuggler friends into Scotland in 1936. But the war ruined all honest initiative.
In 1936, I was at a Yale-Harvard game with a red-headed girl who later married a Pasadena polo player.
Oh, how sad.
Yes, Harvard lost by a field goal. But about these business ideas.
Oh, tell me, how honest must these business ideas be?
copier pour vous.
Excellenza.
Photos not.
Mr. Thurston. Mr. Thurston.
Here I am. You must be Mr. Condon.
That's right. J.J. Condon of the Lisbon branch of the International Bank at your service. We've already cleared you through customs.
Glad to meet you. Good of you, Condon, to cut me out red tape. I hope I haven't overdrawn my account.
Not at all. I have a taxi waiting.
1936 income tax. Mean anything to you?
To be filed with our department 808R? I'm 808R.
Well, now that the mumbo-jumbo is over, what about this money smuggling business I'm to investigate?
Well, American money in large denominations, money confiscated by the Nazis in Paris, Brussels, Amsterdam, is leaking out of Lisbon to America.
Who collects it in America?
Don't know, but serial numbers we knew were in our European banks are turning up all over the States.
I don't like this Hitchcock melodrama you guys run.
You'll find it all a little different than a movie plot. It's dirtier, more sinister, and lots of people get their throats cut and stink up the Lisbon harbor. This is for real.
Mm-hmm. They told me you know everything about Lisbon. Can you tell me who took the most plane trips between Lisbon and the States last year?
Let me see. General Jeb Martin, United States Army.
He's unlikely. Who's next on the list?
Well, I should say next comes Desan Seline, granddaughter of the famous actress.
Ah, Paris in the spring, drenched in Chanel No. 5.
You're right, she's French. 2 trips via Bermuda, 1 via Dakar, 3 via Scotland and Newfoundland. But she's collecting funds for war orphans.
Desan Seline. A little too pat. I'll sleep on the idea.
Shut up. I'm sleeping. Shut up.
Oh, all right. Hello? Hello? Yeah, que fais? Bon ami.
Mr. Thurston?
Yes. What time is it?
Your friend, Condon, has a message for you.
Yes.
He says, go home.
Condon, where is he?
We just dropped him into Lisbon harbor.
What is this? A rib? Hey, Condon dead? Hello? Hotel Europa? Yeah, I want to speak to Mr. Egon Zellsmith. Well, will you call him? Thanks. He wasn't kidding about Condon. Hello? Egon. I've got to talk to you. Yes, breakfast as soon as possible.
We can talk safely here. This is a fine sidewalk cafe. The pâté de foie gras is safe too. My cousin smuggles it in.
Egon, I'm not very hungry. Maybe I'm scared. They killed Condon last night.
They did? Then you'd like a drink, perhaps?
Later. Condon spoke of a Desan Seline. Is she in Lisbon?
If it could be that I would never appear in this matter, I might be able to find her for you.
All right. I'll see you get no billing. $1,000 for you if Desan Seline and I become good friends.
Oh, let me feel it.
100, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the other 500 when I get what I want from her.
So I am out 500, and you will not live to pay off. What makes you think she'd be of any use to you?
I happen to remember the great actress Seline had no children, so she couldn't have any grandchildren.
You win. Go tonight to the gambling house called the Rock of the World. It's on the terrace overlooking the harbor. The most beautiful woman in the world will be Desan Seline.
That's enough for my money at the moment.
You may get killed, and let's have a drink.
They have martinis with spiced onions here?
Oh, to be sure. Oh, garçon! Miss Seline is so very beautiful, but please eat no spiced onions. It should be a romantic meeting.
I have a guest card to the casino from Egon Zellsmith.
Even with that, we'll let you in.
Oh, thank you.
Red. Why can't I ever learn not to play red?
Oh, look, Mama. It's going to drop into 34. Oh, it didn't. Oh.
Got a canto grease on the black to win.
Pardon me.
Certainly.
Is this place taken?
Pas du tout.
All bets down, fais vos jeux, messieurs et dames, ils sont faits, rien ne va plus.
$26 again.
You have won, as usual.
Leave it all.
It must be nice to win all that gold, Mademoiselle Desan. Or is it only chocolate wrapped in gilt foil?
It is gold. Why? Who told you my name?
Oh, no one. Someone said look for the most beautiful woman in the place. Perhaps I have made a mistake.
Faites your bets, mettez vos mises, messieurs et dames, faites vos jeux.
Wait. Perhaps you have not...
Perhaps we should talk. The last batch of money did not get to New York.
That is untrue. I myself brought it.
That's all I wanted to know.
Who are you?
A friend of yours and all you stand for.
I believe you. Let's go somewhere we can talk. Let's go into the garden. What a dismal place this Lisbon is. The escape valve from the cage of Europe.
I remember your grandmother in Camille.
She would have been proud of my work for France. Over $1 million I have smuggled to our people in New York. It would be used to help France.
It is a wonderful night. Let's save shop talk until the morning.
I leave on the Clipper for New York tomorrow.
How nice the music sounds inside. It doesn't seem like a war out here.
Don't talk of it. Smell those night-blooming flowers. The rose, the flower of love. If you want to hold my hand, do.
You are kind.
It is good to steal a few moments from the struggle. Serving France. No time to rest, to think, to relax.
Yes, just to be a human being for a night.
Only the hand.
I, too, have led a terrible life these last few months. Desert, fever, hunger, thirst, and snakes. And for it, only one hand.
Oh, my poor boy. Snakes. Here.
So much we give up.
I lost my head.
A pleasant loss. I mean...
You are kind. You are understanding.
Well, not about everything. But I do understand this.
I think I better go. The odor of those roses is overpowering me.
Me too. Oh, my rose fever.
It would not be wise for us to be seen together. I'll go to the taxi entrance alone. You out the side way.
Oh, the things I have to do for this war.
Pardon me.
Oh, hello, Egon.
Well, it was worth $500, no?
Not even in the black market. This is business.
Now you'll need a bodyguard. I am available.
No, thanks. Good night, Egon. I'll walk to my hotel alone. Are you following me?
I am a plainclothesman following you.
And who's that back there?
That is a man following me.
How does a Lisbon cop know about plain clothes talk?
6 years I sell peanuts in Chicago Loop.
I don't like peanuts. No offense, I hope.
I hate them too. You are a man called X?
What do you think?
I think yes. And you are under arrest. No offense, I hope. Excellenza, this is the man.
You admit the crime?
I'll admit something if you do. You first.
This, senor, is the morgue of Lisbon. Those shapes under those sheets are the dead found here tonight. Felix, those sheets are not clean.
Excellenza, so many men get killed in Lisbon every night. I try to be neat, but...
Always excuses. Table 1. Pull off the sheet.
Yes, Excellenza.
Hey, that's Condon.
Good. You admit knowing him.
Look, could I see a lawyer, preferably in New York?
Here is a letter. Is this Condon's handwriting?
It looks like it. I've only had a few letters from him.
This letter reads, "If I am found dead, I have been murdered by an agent calling himself Mr. X."
What?
I regret I arrest you, Mr. X, for the murder of Richard Condon.
In a minute, Lockheed brings you Act 2 of The Man Called X, starring Herbert Marshall. Ladies and gentlemen, today the men and women of Lockheed are on the job building planes for the war. The P-38 Lightning, the FV-1 Ventura bomber, and the largest, fastest, highest flying land transport ever built, the new Lockheed Constellation. The Constellation, remember the name, for while today it serves the Army Air Forces, tomorrow it will serve all America. Flying the sky highways of the nation and of the world, the Constellation will make your local airport a convenient gateway to all the cities of America and to the lands beyond the horizon. Yes, remember the name, the Lockheed Constellation. Another example of Lockheed leadership. We return you now to Act 2 of The Man Called X, starring Herbert Marshall. Tonight, Mr. X is in a Lisbon on the trail of a gang of international crooks who are smuggling confiscated American money out of Nazi Europe into the United States. Mr. X at this moment is trying to talk his way out of a somewhat macabre situation at the Lisbon morgue.
Look, I'm admitting nothing except that I knew Condon. Is that a crime? I don't know the local law.
Why should anyone kill? And yet, in Lisbon, people get bored of waiting. So they cut a throat.
That's one way of not getting bored.
Excellenza! Excellenza!
Zellsmith, don't you ever sleep?
Excellenza, I was following my friend here to his hotel. You know our streets at night, and I saw the police pick him up.
I always said you had bad friends.
I have heard you think he murdered Condon. How foolish.
Murder is always foolish, isn't it, Mr. X?
He is Ken Thurston.
He is the man called X.
But X is not Thurston. Isn't that so?
You tell it, Egon. I'll just nod yes and no.
Mr. X has called himself Thurston, but this is the real Thurston.
Ask where is the Mr. X we want?
On his way to Berlin by now.
I'm confused. X? Thurston? X?
Confused? You're always confused. Our friend Egon knows what goes on. I am sorry, Mr. Thurston.
Come on, you are free.
Enjoy Lisbon, Mr. Thurston. They say it's a great town. I'm too old myself to be quite certain.
Well, is Egon all he claims to be?
What a cock and bull story.
His Excellenza thinks so too. I have to slip him $100. Of your money, of course.
Who killed Condon and framed me? A money gang.
You should have let me handle it for you. I still can.
Next trip, maybe. I'm going back with Mademoiselle Seline in the morning.
If I were your agent, let us say at a mere 10%, I would advise you to separate pleasure from business.
This is business. She admits she's smuggling money into the States. She claims she's doing it for the Free French.
But not true. She's working for Baron Corel, who's running France for the Germans. He's the head of the money ring.
That's what I suspected. Our trip home should be interesting.
I would not miss it for anything.
You?
Yes, I am going along. I want to collect my fee. We will take the money from her in New York.
How do you manage to come and go so easily?
I, too, am well connected. An aunt of mine has a tungsten mine in Spain. I am picking the winning side and setting up a company in America to run it.
I bet you could even sell white elephants.
Last month I had 2 elephants, white sacred ones, for sale from the Berlin Zoo. But I've waited too long for a buyer.
What happened?
At the Audion in Berlin now, the pièce de resistance is elephant cutlets.
Hello? Hello? Yes, I'm calling a New York number.
This is the censor speaking.
Yes?
You are speaking from a neutral country. I will be listening. Both belligerents will be listening. You are not to speak of anything relating to the war or give information that will not be in keeping with a neutral country's rights.
I understand.
When you get your party, you will repeat what I have just told you.
Very well.
And if you do not follow orders, I will cut you off from your call. You may proceed now.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. This is Ed the barman at the 21 Club.
You are speaking with a neutral country. A censor is listening in.
You sure you ain't calling the New York Public Library?
You are not to speak of anything relating to the war or give information not in keeping with a neutral country's rights.
Who, me? I keep me nose clean. What kind of rib is this?
Hello, Ed. This is Ken.
Mr. Thurston, where you been?
Places? None as classy as yours.
Well, that dame is still here. I think she sleeps in the icebox. Better beat it.
I'll speak to her. And by the way, fix up a bromo for her.
It's your neck, brother.
Hello?
Hello, darling. How sweet you sound.
Ken, you dog. I've been waiting here for 2 days.
Not 2 days.
Well, I did go home for a bath, but where are you?
Lisbon, honey.
Oh, who are you kidding? The Club Lisbon has been closed for months.
Lisbon, Europe. Darling, somebody invented the airplane.
Oh, come now, Europe?
Look, I'll hold the phone outside the booth and let Europe say something to prove it.
Morning, darling. Playing games?
Oh, my aunt's pump handle. Crossed wires, darling.
Who called could you, darling?
That was Europe.
Ken Thurston, I've had just about enough.
It's my duty, darling. See you tomorrow night for sure. Have Ed mix me a rum cola while you're waiting.
If you think I'm going to keep on waiting here, you're crazy.
Order the dinner. Oh, and, honey, no onions in the martinis. They tell me they're bad for romance. Goodbye, darling.
Are you crazy?
A lady I know, an old lady. I amuse her by silly sayings.
In a booth marked Transatlantic Calls.
It's my mother. She grew up with me and she misses me.
I have decided. I come from a strict family. After losing our heads last night, we'll be engaged, as you say.
I didn't say anything.
Come, the plane is ready.
I hate to break our romantic mood, but business is business. You have the wad, the folding lettuce?
What?
Code words for the money.
Right. 200,000, well distributed.
On you it looks good.
Thank you, darling.
Now, you go get on the plane. I want to buy a toothbrush.
Ah, you sanitary Americans. Love comes and you run for a toothbrush.
Message coming in, code from X in Lisbon. Working with 808R.
Break it down.
Got the opening. 809R murdered last night. Nazi bank money ring murderer Baron Carell working out of Paris. 200,000 on Clipper due New York tonight.
Oh, good. We won't make any arrests until they meet their American contact.
How long does it take a French spy to powder her nose?
How long has she been gone?
Long enough. Anyway, she can't get off the plane.
She may have a parachute someplace.
Where would she hide a chute?
Perhaps under her dress.
Now look, I've spent enough time on street corners to know if a girl is wearing a parachute under her clothing.
I will take your word for that.
Well, we'll be in half an hour. Now you're sure she passes the money to only one man?
Oh, I swear it on my honor. There is only one man I know. He has the key to the gate back of the hangar.
Then we just stick with her.
But of course, you have her complete confidence, and I have yours. It will be very simple.
I hope. It's dark back of this hangar.
Shh. We must reach the gate quickly.
Suppose the guy doesn't show up.
Are you joke?
Here is the gate.
Have you the key, Egon?
As always.
Wait a minute. What's this? Where is the man who picks up the money?
Oh, Egon, of course. Egon is the man I turn the money over to.
Put up your hands, Mr. X.
Oh, Egon, what are you...
Don't be silly, Egon. You can't kill me here in New York. There's a law against it.
This is the only law we Nazis know.
Nazi? You, Egon, a Nazi?
You're such a gullible idiot, Desan.
No, you said for the Free France. For the Free French. I committed crimes, I lied. I called myself Desan Seline to get passports. But I did all this for France.
What a pair of hams. Sounds like a bad vaudeville act.
No, this is no act. I have been tricked. He will kill us.
All right, Egon. Enough cops and robbers. Give me the git.
I will give you its contents. Was ist lost? Dies verdammte Pistol.
Oh, Egon. No ammunition? I wonder who could have been tampering with your gun.
Du Verflucht Amerikaner Schweine!
Okay, Chief, come and get them.
Nice work, X. I don't know why you needed us out here at all.
Well, you never know. And it's nice to have the law on your side.
Slap the cuffs on him, Eddie.
Okay, Chief.
Hey, what's that dame doing, taking off her clothes?
Hey, Desan, wait a minute.
Oh, but I'm just getting some money for you.
Well, take it easy. The matron will relieve you of the money down at the station house.
You are letting them arrest me?
There's nothing else I can do, Cherie.
But we are engagés.
That was strictly your idea.
But darling...
They'll go easy on you, as easy as they can. Now, look, Chief, this character here, Egon, he's the man you want. He's the head of the money ring. But our little French princess, she didn't know what she was doing. I can assure you, she never knew what she was doing. Go easy on her, will you?
Sure. Okay, take them away, boys. Now, come along with me, X. I've got a new assignment for you.
Okay, come on, you two.
But darling, when will I see you again?
Just a minute, Chief. Look, Desan, when they let you out of the jailhouse, I'll tell you what to do. Get into a cab and go to 21 West 52nd Street. There's a nice bar there. Tell Ed, the bartender, you're waiting for a friend.
And will you be there?
You just wait.
I'll wait for you forever. At Ed's place.
It isn't Ed's. It's Jack and Charlie's.
Hello. Ed the bartender speaking.
Hello, Ed. My girl still there? My Sunday girl?
Is she here? Boy, are you in touch.
Put her on.
Hello?
Oh, you sound fine, Nancy. Are you having fun?
Oh, Ken, you double-headed monster. Where are you?
At the airport.
Lisbon?
No, New York.
Oh, darling, come right over. I'm keeping the martinis warm for you, with a hair in each.
How thoughtful, Nancy. See you soon.
How soon, honey?
I've just got new orders from the chief. Got to leave right now on the clipper for Brazzaville, French Africa, but I'll be back.
What?
It's an order. What could I do?
Oh, I'll tell you, won't you?
Just wait for me. 21's full of nice people. Make friends.
You have just heard the first of a new series of programs, The Man Called X, starring Herbert Marshall and brought to you each week at this time by the men and women of Lockheed. The Man Called X, based upon a novel by Stephen Longstreet and directed by William N. Robeson. In just a moment, our star, Mr. Marshall, will tell you about next week's exploit of Mr. X. But first, a word from our sponsors, the men and women of Lockheed. Today, Lockheed has a message, especially for the women of America. It's about the great airlines of America, the airlines that link your hometown through the skies with the rest of the nation and the rest of the world. These airlines are staunch friends of yours. Have you a sweetheart in some far-off camp? A son or brother overseas? The Airlines of America speed air mail between you and him, bringing him close and keeping him close to you. Do you work in a busy office or war plant? Air mail and air transportation expedite your job and speed war vital production that will bring us quicker victory. Is your husband a busy war official, always on the go, living with suitcase packed? Dependable airline schedules cut travel time, give him extra days to be here with you. And so Lockheed salutes the Airlines of America, airlines that are not only speeding the war effort, but helping the people they serve.
Next week, the cast and I bring you a new adventure of the man called X, the Diamond Tree. The curious story of those precious gems that never appear on the lovely fingers of gracious ladies, but help win wars. The Industrial Diamond. I hope you'll be with us then when I drop this informal attitude and become the man called X.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
That's Project Audion for this time. Heard in this episode were David Alt in England, Jack Ward in Canada, Laura Mirsky in New Jersey, George Taylor in Tennessee, Jane Beverly in New Jersey, Jeff Billard in Massachusetts, Caleb Fisher in Virginia, Joe Mandel in England, and Robert Stevenson in Indiana. Larry Groby produced and directed from Texas. We hope you enjoyed it. If so, leave us a comment and let us know. Actually, let your friends know. Share the link wherever you can, so these classic audio dramas gain the wider audience they deserve. Until next time, thanks for listening.
Egon, enough cops and robbers. Give me the git.
I will give you its contents. War is lost. This verdammt pistol.
Oh, Egon. No
Was is
ammunition.
lost. Sorry. Yeah, was is lost.
War is lost too.
War is lost. Was is lost. This verdammt pistol.
Oh, Egon. No ammunition? I have heard you've been shooting blanks, but this seems to be taking it to another level. I wonder who could have been tampering with your gun.
Du verflecht American Schweine!
Okay, Chief. Come and get them, if only for calling me American.